if I told you to put a collar choke on, not a rear naked choke, but a collar choke, what are you thinking you'd be doing?
Up here. There.
Yep.
Yeah.
Remember though, this arm is going to tension. It's not going to pull. Because you can't really pull underneath my armpit very effectively across my throat. This one can. But this one is actually just going to tension. Down. No. Down. It pulls it straight down towards the floor. That makes the collar tighter.
That's like a wedge.
That way when you get in here, now you can draw this across the neck. Right. And oftentimes you're going to get an angle. Like, you can only, if you're squared up with me, you can only pull this so far back. But if you cut an angle, now you can really, again, down, and then back. This is the standard collar choking in the Lovato syllabus. This is the one that it teaches. Okay, so this is going to happen when you can't get any kind of penetration to the neck for the rear naked choke, and you're having a hard time getting someplace. Thumb goes in my collar. Good. If I reach up, you're going to take this hand actually and put it behind my head. Right. And you still want your go way back, way back. Further my elbow is away, the harder it is, the weaker I am. You still want your angle, so cut your angle. Go back, go back. That's not efficient. I'm going to step and turn and bring that like a long bottom hook across my back. That way if I fall, you can lock up a figure four. Yes. Okay. Now, again, tension. Tension this one down, and then pull the other one around. Oh, sorry. You don't have this one this time. You just press the back of my head and finish. Okay. There's not very many people that will be so naive as to bring their arms up. So if you get your initial grip, and I stay really tight in here like this, you're going to have to find my collar, my other lapel, and then you tension. Boom. Take your angle, and then finish. Okay.
Oh, that's fairly quick.
It's easy.
It feels sneaky kind of.
And honestly, people don't do it enough. They think it's too basic, and they're always trying to go for the rear naked. And you should, because the rear naked is the highest finisher. But the collars are right here. So if I'm up in here and I'm like hanging on your arm, doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to stop you from getting that thumb in my collar. So again, thumb in the collar. Boom. If I lift up my arm to try and pull, you go behind, but always get your angle. Boom. And now finish the choke. Tap. Okay. If I keep my elbows in, which is what's going to happen when you go up against somebody good, get the best grip you can get here. And oftentimes, lapel grip? Yeah, the way we start this, oftentimes, if I can, is I'll open up and I'll slide up and get the best grip I can before I make the switch to the other lapel. Okay, now you're going for the other lapel. Take your ankle and finish that. Now, what you're going to be dealing with oftentimes is people trying to turn into you, or they're going to keep their arms in so tight that it's going to be hard for you to get an angle. Another thing you have to keep in mind is, although the angle is going to give you more pull, it's also going to bring you closer to knee front. The more angle you get, the more angle I have. If you have good connections made, it should be difficult for me to turn it, but nothing is ever impossible. So, one variation I saw of this that was really cool is you open up the lapel, same thing. You slide your thumb in there, and actually on this one, there's only 2 fingers. Don't even use your pinky, just use your 2-finger grip. Good. We make our transition to the other lapel, same that we did before. We tension it straight down to the floor. Bite your heels, squeeze your knees, and engage your hips. Drive your hips up into my back. The reason you're doing that is so I can't follow you back. And then doing that means you don't need to angle as much, and if you don't angle, there's less propensity for me to turn in and try to find my own way. So these are the collar chokes, and they're pretty easy. The strangle arm goes here. If I reach up, you go behind my head, you find your angle. Boom, and you finish. Go ahead, finish. Use this to push down, and this to pull back. Same time.
Okay, so pull back.
Yeah, make it easy. The second variation, feed the collar to yourself, get your other lapel, tension it, get your angle, and finish it the traditional way. Come back up. Really, really get an angle. Don't just throw your leg across my hips. Change angles. Okay. Boom. Extend the arms out straight. You don't want to be super close to my head. And extend and pull. Right. Think like you're looking over your right shoulder and straightening your arm. So it's like your shoulder pulling. It's not your elbow pulling. Okay. And then the simplified version, the only difference is you don't need an angle on this one, but you need to make sure that you squeeze your knees and engage your hips so that I can't follow you back. Okay? So you get the collar. Boom. Yep. Squeeze, squeeze. And look over your right shoulder and straighten your arm. That's the collar choke. It is as easy as it looks. People don't do it enough. And if I get in here and I try to defend and do things like this, it might help you. No, if you can't get it, like if I grab your elbow, it might help you go back to where you started. Okay? The next one is the bow and arrow. The bow and arrow is probably the most powerful, physically powerful choke that you can get from the back, really, because you can use your whole body to strangle. The cool thing, you've done it before, the cool thing about the bow and arrow, again, get in the habit and stay tight. Get in the habit of open and getting as good a grip as you possibly can.
Good
You have to. It's not an option. Okay, so you got a good grip. The better the grip, the tighter the choke muscle work you have to do. Now, there's going to be times where you can't get that other lapel. I'm blocking it. Not going to happen. Don't slouch. I can feel that you're slouching. Yeah, stay active. You're going to make a grip on my pants right at the knee. So take your control arm out and grab at the pants and let this help you turn and get that angle again. If you're staying really tight to me, you don't need to. You need to turn your whole body. You're using this to facilitate this move, okay?
You want me to push out the right leg?
You shouldn't need to. You should be able to just pull and move your body. Yes. Oh, just like so. Okay. Now, throw your leg over my shoulder and lock your legs. Now open up. That's the bow and arrow. And the more I slide down, the tighter it gets. And if I do somehow break your grip, the arm bar is right in front of your face. And another thing is, let's say you go for the arm bar and I lock up here. Your foot is in my armpit. So if I start to like slide down here like this, you can bring me all the way to the other side. And what do you throw on? Other way. All the way to my armpit, lock it up. You don't even need this anymore. It's not the choke you're going for anymore. Going for the rear triangle. So just by going into the bow and arrow, into the angle, you start opening up. Not only do you have a crazy powerful choke, but you start opening up arm bars, you start opening up the rear triangle system from the back that we've already mentioned. Okay, so again, one control arm opens the lapel, grips up top. You make a grip on the pants. You let your whole body turn like this. And don't squeeze. You don't want to squeeze and create a bunch of tension that's not required. Just let it come over my belly. Leg comes over my shoulder. Lock your legs together. And then opens everything up with the power of your back. Don't let go of that. Okay. Grip, grip, open. Do it again. You're not using much muscle. You're not using much arm. Everything is in the back. So let's do that with a little bit more speed now. Right now you're kind of doing it in pieces where you grab the pants and then you move the leg and then you throw the leg over and then you finish. I want you to do it all at the same time. Okay? I want the legs like a crab claw to go over the shoulder. Okay? So get your grip. secondary grip. Throw the legs up and capture my shoulders. You could really go a lot longer, right? And if something happens like this, at least you have one. When you have rear triangle, if I start to turn out of this, just go rear triangle. Pull this arm up. Nope, just pull it up. Elbow up above my head, squeeze the triangle to the finish. Again. Just bow and arrow this time.
So there's also a lot of things to watch out for if someone has your back.
If somebody has your back, I was just talking to Sean about this, you need to be cognizant about where your elbows are. If you try to get that seatbelt position, you have to be under an elbow. If you're not, and I can flip and turn it. So you need to get control. Even if you're behind me, you need to get your chest to my back. And you need to still get control of this. And the way you do that, rudimentarily speaking, is this. Now when I try to slide down, that underhook stops me. If I try to drive up into you, this stops. If I try to turn, everything's stopped in control. But, if you jump on my back, in the minute let's say you jump on my back and you have hooks in, right? We'll just assume that. But instead of me just being like this and letting you get control of my belly, I immediately go here. And you try to get your seatbelt, but you can't. You can't stop me then from coming out, kicking a hook out, and turning into you. So the over-under position, what classically is called the seatbelt, and we've studied is the straight line. This controls your elbow. It stops you from turning that way. My hook, I can't stop you from turning this way like this. I can look for a choke, but I can't stop you from turning. This stops you from turning that way. So even if I took this hook out, this would prevent turning that way. That would prevent turning this way. This, underneath your shoulder, would prevent you from scooping down. This would prevent you from scooping up. That keeps my chest in contact with your back. So now when I try to move around, I just keep my hook. I keep that attachment. Never move until I can get something in the side position. So that's basic back defense. I have still, if I'm defending my position, I still have to keep control of this, and this is the way that I do it. I keep my hands in, keep my elbows in. As soon as you can get underneath my elbow, I'm in trouble. Okay? So again, back to the bow and arrow. The first thing is we have to get here. We have to get this elbow needs to be over my shoulder to stop. Right. This is usually controlling hands, grab my hands here, or if you just arrived, you just got a seatbelt position. That's what we'll work with now. Open up my collar, grip, get a grip on my pant leg. And again, be loose in the legs. Don't be super tight trying to hold your legs. You know what's turning you on? But this pull is really what's turning you. It doesn't have anything to do with your legs. In fact, you want your legs to be light so you can bring this one up and clamp down fast. So you're like, your butt is like a pivot. That's what's happening. Okay? So go ahead into position, throw this leg over my shoulder, lock your legs. Boom. And now open up. You don't let go of this. You never let go of it. Can you scoot out? No.
If I let go of that?
Well, yeah. And I want less attachment. So now you can't
So I guess you can
pull.
like, you can push up.
You can't, and you can't pull anything. Like, you can pull this back, but let go of that leg. So again, you have ability to stop my turn this way because of this. And this stops me turning this way. So go knee, legs come up, clamp down. And open every everything up. Just like so. Okay? Now, this is basic player. Against somebody out on the street in regular street clothes, they're dead. Right? And if they aren't, if somehow they rip and get access to this and rip the grip, he's gonna attack the arm and everything else. When you start going up against higher level players, you're gonna go for that, and I'm gonna know what you're doing. I know when you grab this, you're going bow and arrow. So when you grab that, and you go to throw your leg up, I'm gonna block it like this. When I block it, you can't get the leg over. And if you take too long here, I'm gonna start to deconstruct this position. Bring your knee through behind my back. Between us, your shin. Between me and your back, my back and you. Yes. Now use your hip flexors and your leg to push in as you. This is variation number 2. Okay. So anybody with good defensive skills is going to know if you get control of their shoulder girdle, they're dead. So they'll block it. And when they block it, you bring this knee between us instead of around.
Kind of push it back.
Yeah, this is a wedge. This is a true wedge behind you. So you've got your collar grip. Yep, you handed it off, and you've tensioned it as much as you can. You make a grip on the pants. You go to throw your leg over, but I block and I kind of push into you. Bring the knee in between, and then drive it in. And open, the same thing, open. Yes. Good. Again. Variation 1. Variation 1. Easier. Yeah. Variation 2. I like the control of the shoulder girdle better. But it is to defend. What is that mean? The shoulder girdle is just the point between my 2 shoulders. So like this. I want to get control of it because when I lock my legs around it, I feel like I have a lot more control and I have the rear triangle. When you put the wedge in behind me, you don't have the rear triangle sitting in your lap like you usually do. So there's pros and cons. Okay, but the better you get with the bow and arrow, the more you'll be able to hit it, not only from this position, but like if I'm turtled, you can hit it from that position, you can hit it from a lot of positions. Grab, throw your legs up over my shoulders, clamp, and open. Good. Second variation, grab, you get your angle, I block that leg, you bring it behind. I'll show
Like twist you too.
That's exactly what it does.
Because when you hold on to the leg, it like disorients.
Diagonal control again. One knee, adjacent shoulder. I'll show you the reason why I don't like the wedge as much. Okay, go ahead. Let's go version 1. Version 2. I don't like this as much because if you do lose this leg, right, a lot of people will keep it, hold that, but they're going to be trying to break that grip. If they do break that grip, it's harder for you to keep them from turning it. If you have a hamper on my shoulders, they still can't turn it on you. So now, if I'm on your back, I jump on your back. The best thing you can do, the best thing you can do in a lot of positions, keep your elbows in. If I can never actually get inside, I can't stop you. So if I'm here, even if I have control of your hands, I really don't have that much control of your torso. It's going to be hard for me to keep myself in that routine. Dig your heels into the mat, do a all the way out, do a hamstring, extension, pull your butt out, your back lower my chest. Go back. Go as far as you can go out. Try to get your head up on my hips. Now it's going to be harder for me. Not only to get underneath your arms and get a meaningful connection, but even to get to your throat. Okay? I also have shin boots, right? So if you're already going that way, kick this right leg out straight and bring it over my foot. And now we're going to start turning. Head stays right here like a drill bit. Bring this leg all the way over the side.
You can skip off.
And now you're
1
taking
second. We can have
side control.
like a couple of times, but
Now let's contrast that with you having like okay? If you don't do this right away when I hit your back, right? This is not good. This or this is way worse. Because now if all I have is position underneath your arms and you try to scoop low, right? Scoop low when you stick. The underneath the double underhooks. So I could go here with a chest lock. I could go 2 hands. I could go seatbelt, 1 over, 1 under.
Do you think seatbelt is worse than double underhook?
Nothing's worse. It's different. Because here, I have better control of your ability to slide down because I have 2 stops. It's like a forklift. Here, I only have 1.
But you can go for the bow and arrow.
Right here. There is really not any chokes.
So this is just for
control.
control.
And keeping, I can do a better job of keeping control and keeping myself glued to your back. If you turn to your belly, this is better because I can slide down. Because I can fly. But I can't choke you. This is a better job of choking. But you notice that there's a side that I can't keep up. So if I'm here, let's just say I'm a seatbelt. If you were going to scoop low, don't do it yet, but if you were going to scoop your hips really low and far out like you just did, would you turn this way or would you turn that way? What do you think?
That way. Because you don't have an underhook to stop me. This leg can stop me from
Correct. So now, when you scoop low with intention. Not straight out, more like that. And start turning this elbow to get it to the floor, to get this to the floor or between us. Because once you get that elbow between us, I don't have nothing at all. You're just supporting things all the time. So knowing that, you can kind of formulate a strategic strategy to this. If I was down this side. Let's start here. So again, I'm going to go like this, scoop low, and start dipping your right shoulder down like you're turning to your right. Go ahead. See how hard it is? I have no control. Something like that. So, if you've got your seatbelt on me, and I scoop down this way, this will kind of keep the level with the I might get some good get a head track. It's gonna be hard. Same thing. But this, you don't have control of my elbow on this side like you have control of my elbow and shoulder on this side. So if I scoop down low and I start with all explainable, it's not like there's a secret hidden magical science. It's all about what you have control of and what don't. But if I get to your back and I throw a hook in or two hooks in, control your elbows. If you let me get in here, then you've allowed me to get inside. If you don't, you have to ask yourself the question. Yeah, you got hooks. Hooks are overrated. You can't maintain chest to back. If you can't maintain a stickiness here, you've got 2 strangulations, but you have no way to control me. So I'd have to let you. Alright? Don't go here. Try to strangle me, try to control me. Use your hooks to try and stop me from getting out. Now if I open up my arm, I have arm blocks already. If you have